You know what's funny?
You didn't launch it on Twitter?
No, yeah, I launched it on Twitter. I hit the countdown button and didn't hit the live button. So we did that whole countdown, and then in the last 5 seconds, I hit live. So that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Well, good morning, people.
Morning, everybody.
Dude,
I tried to hold on. Me doing that sounded kind of like Cleveland, right? Morning, everybody. But dude, I tried to do a one of the topics that I did on the radio show this week was what celebrity has the most recognizable voice, and the one that I went to was Matthew McConaughey. And then I tried to do yeah, dude, I tried to do a Matthew McConaughey like impersonation, you know? And I was like talking like this. You just drop your voice down low and drag everything out. I was like, I realize this is bad, but I can't hit the all right.
Everyone can. The most recognizable voice, though?
He's got one of them.
I would say, like, for male, I would go with Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah. 100%.
And then if we're talking about female, then we're talking about also very similar. It's like Fran Drescher, where she's like,
oh, yeah. Dude, she gets on my fucking nerves.
She's kind of hot, though. She was hot back in the day.
Yeah, like in the 90s.
I mean, I haven't seen a picture of her recently, but
me neither. I don't know if I want to. You know what I'm saying?
But speaking about accents, I went for a walk. I've been going for walks every morning because I've been on vacation, and there was a guy like doing demo on some house down the street, and he's like, "Can I see your dog?" And then he started like. He's like, I got 3 dog, 4 cat. And I was like, this is Boomhauer.
Boomhauer, yeah, dude. Straight up.
He's like, and I got a turtle. And I was like, a what? Turtle. He's like, I got a turtle too. He was speaking it was so slow, but so fast at the same time. I was like, you're Boomhauer, dude.
Yeah, you're like, what are you saying, dude? Dude, I've run across people like that where it's like they either like mumble or they talk fast like that, and it's just like a known thing that nobody can understand what this person says. Dude, getting caught like in an elevator or in the hallway or wherever with someone like that is like, because you have 2 options. You can either really try to engage in the conversation and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, or what, or can you repeat that? So you can go that route and then you're going to be there for 30 minutes. Or you can go the route of just being like, everything they say, being like, yeah, I hear you. I hear you, man. Nope. Yep. Totally makes sense. Yeah, I got to run. So it's just awkward. It's like, man, come on. What do you do? Because I feel like in life, those people that do talk like that, they're getting a lot of people. Most of their interactions, I'm sure, are people just being like, yep, I hear you. Yep. We'll see you, man. So they're probably so lonely and depressed, right? I feel bad for him now.
Yeah, he seemed, to be doing well. But
him and his turtle.
It was him and some guy was working. He was like taking a break. He was sipping his coffee, sitting on one of those like electrical boxes that like the streets have. And he was across the street, and Joey has to say hi to everybody. So Joey starts crossing the street. He's like, "He friendly?" And I was like, it was like in between like who's that comedian?
Oh my God. Hold on. I don't know what just happened.
Musical break. Who's that comedian that like redneck comedian? I forget his name.
Rent a comedian.
Redneck.
Oh, the Larry the cable guy.
It was like a mix between that and Boomhauer, and it was just. But he's super friendly. But yeah, going to your point, he was kind of lonely because it was just like, I was like, oh, how many dogs? He had 4 dogs, 3 cat. I was like, okay.
So all your money goes to pet food.
Yeah,
dude, hold on. Hearing you say Larry the cable guy, like, hats off to that dude because I have no idea what he's like in real life. He might genuinely be like
have that accent. Have you ever heard him talk normally?
No, I don't know anything about him, but I'm saying hats off to him for playing that role and knowing the demo. he's like, yeah, I'll act like a fucking idiot and and say all this
rake
shit,
in the money,
rake in the dough. So
but when you watch
hats
an
off to you,
interview,
man.
you watch his interviews and he just like talks like us, like normally. But as soon as he's on stage, he turns it on.
Watch it. He's like from Yale. Like he went to Yale or some shit.
Yeah, dude. And he made a career because he was in all the Cars movies. He played. Did you ever see those? The Pixar movie.
He's been in movies. He's been
But dude, those Pixar movies, they give you buku money to be in a Pixar movie.
And all you're doing is this.
Yeah, and you know what? He was Mater, and everyone loved him more than the actual Owen Wilson car. They were like, I want Mater.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Just playing a role, playing a mark, really. Yeah, I mean, that's hats off to him, dude. That's awesome.
But yeah, we were talking about like topics. I was like, there's so many things. I need to start writing notes in my phone. Like I'm gonna, I'm just always running around and thinking.
I know you have to write them down.
I know, because I was like, I'm gonna remember this. I'm like walking into Lowe's.
If I had $1 for every time I said, "Oh, I'm gonna remember this."
Yeah.
Damn it, man.
Yeah, dude.
But one thing that we were talking about earlier is there's some. Hold on, before we get into this, let me give a kind of a long-winded intro.
Okay.
Over the past 2 years, so much shit has happened. Obviously, the pandemic, which it takes that's a main focus. Then you have the political side, all the political changes that happen. We've had so much stuff going on that outside of just the pandemic and political nonsense, there's been a lot of shit happen that if neither one of those main blankets over the news and everybody freaking out about it, we would be like, holy shit. Like if it was just normal everyday
like
life.
What? Like what else?
Like they were talking about they were admitting about like UFOs and aliens and all this shit happening with robots. Like there's been so much stuff like just because we were in the height of coronavirus and then like the election and all that stuff, they were like, oh yeah, and by the way, there's aliens. And everybody was kind of like, there's aliens? We gotta focus on this.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell? So with this robot shit that's happening right now, you were just telling me that.
Yeah, I got it on my phone. So I was watching iRobot. Well, I saw this video today, Saturday. I saw this video on like Thursday, and it was from this. I don't know who built it, but I'm just gonna play this video. Hold on, put my microphone down.
This is just audio.
I know it's a video.
This is from the movie?
No, this is real life.
Nuh-uh. This looks like CGI to me, dude.
That's a real robot.
This looks like CGI.
That's a robot, dude.
Mijo.
That's a robot.
That looks like CGI.
That's a robot. That's a real robot in a engineer's studio.
Who posted that? Because that looks like the movie iRobot, and those are CGI. That looks like CGI to me.
It's not. I'm telling you, it's real.
How are we so far off on base where like The Rock taking steroids? I'm like 100%, and you're like 0%, and I'm like, that's a fake robot 100%. And you're like, no, it's real.
That's a real robot.
Send me the link.
Well, I mean, it got reposted so many times.
Who?
I can't find because everyone's reposted that. Like,
here's what I'll say. If that is a real robot, that is one, terrifying. Amazing, and two, terrifying.
Yeah.
Like I don't care so much that like you can like blink and like have realistic features, but if you have that amount of detail, you're gonna have like if they can put that amount of detail in it, why wouldn't every single one of those just be? They can be programmed to do anything. They can automatically be a black belt in jiu-jitsu. They can automatically be like,
yeah. Well, hence like, so I turned on iRobot because I was like, oh, I haven't seen this in forever, and I saw that video, and I was like, let me watch it again.
That's a good movie.
I kind of forgot. Yeah, 2004. I was like, it was that long ago.
That was 04?
Yeah.
Damn, I would have said like 08.
That was like
09ers.
peak Will Smith, 2004. Like he was late 90s doing the Bad Boy movies. I Am Legend came out like 3 years later, 2007. That was like peak Will Smith. But the whole problem with Robot, well, and it's based on, hold on. So there's this author called Isaac Asimov. He's like a sci-fi writer, like from the 50s or 60s. And he wrote all these like incredible sci-fi stories, and everyone's like, this is the future, right? Obviously, we're in the future of what he wrote, and we're not there yet. But he took this story, it was a short story about iRobot, and they turned it into a movie. And it was the whole premise of we can create robots with laws, right? So the rule is like it cannot harm a human. And then the rule two is like it has to protect itself, but it can't still harm a human. So it'll protect itself. And then third rule, I forget the third rule. But what he didn't account for is like, and they made another movie a couple years ago with Scarlett Johansson that like there's ghosts in AI technology where eventually evolution within coding, the computer is going to realize it's smarter than it is, and it's just going to start coding itself. Hence the premise of iRobot was like, it wasn't the bad guy, it was actually the main robot in the building that was controlling all the other robots. She was smarter than the main robot, so she turned all the robots. So that's just what's terrifying is like we're building this, right? We're building those robot police dogs that can like jump and like open doors. And it's like at some point the coding, are we going to make it smart enough where this robot dog is just going to start like tackling people?
I guess the question would be is it the possibility of it, or the act of it actually happening. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm trying to go a little deeper on it. So we have the robot dogs, right?
Yes.
It's 2075, whatever year it is. It's normal. We see robots everywhere. We see the robot dogs and everything. And we've had no problems. They're programmed. They're a computer. They do their thing. If someone's running, the police or whatever have a remote control, get that guy, let's just say one day it randomly just attacks a kid, kills the kid. My question is, what happened in the program? Is that the version of your computer gets a virus, or like what? Because it seems like a malicious, it seems like a human.
Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay.
What is it?
It's my washer. I thought it was supposed to be done by now.
I don't hear
continue. It. Is it malicious?
Yeah, because you can see a human or a dog or something that's biologically real doing that, because we can be malicious. We have emotions, we have anger. You get mad, you make a mistake, you lash out. But with a computer, it doesn't have a conscience. It's not conscious of itself. So how?
But the point is, can AI create consciousness that we can't even foresee yet?
That is a crazy concept. That's a crazy question to ask,
right?
and it tickles my
iRobot,
brain. I wish I was
iRobot,
smarter.
In iRobot, the main professor created the one robot, Sonny, and he's like, I'm angry. He's like, I'm sad. He's like, are you going to kill me? Like he's thinking. Whereas like the other robots weren't made that way. So like the doctor made one robot specifically with a conscience.
So I think that's the path you got to avoid. If we're going to create these AI robots and everything like that, they can't have you can't program emotion. It just all has to be rational thought. So that way, if something does happen, we know it's not.
Can artificial intelligence evolve to create a conscience or emotions? That's the question, right? We're like, oh, we're making scientific breakthroughs. We're creating robots, and we're gonna have dogs that pick up litter, and we're gonna do these things. But like with the coding, will it eventually take over itself? And also one of the points of the movie was he's talking about how he got his bionic arm, Will Smith, And he's like, there was a car wreck and everybody was dead in the car except the girl, and I was alive. And the robot saw that I had a 45% chance of living and she had 11% chance. So I was automatically saved by the robot. But any normal human would say, save the girl. Like, I'm already an adult. So creating rational thought is also like great, but now everything's calculable. Like and you know how we have like racist soap dispensers where it doesn't see color?
Mm-hmm.
Like, will people
Oh, you're breaking up.
like?
I didn't hear you. It said, "Will you're back now." It said, "Will people what?" Oh, you're frozen again. Dang it! Okay, while we're waiting on him, what is the most uncomfortable? We're transitioning away from robots until he gets back. What is the most uncomfortable, in parentheses, without being painful, feeling in the world? That's a good question. What is the most uncomfortable without being painful feeling in the world? I would say if you're on a road trip and you've been holding your pee for a long time, like that can get, and it doesn't hurt per se. I mean, I guess it can, but it doesn't hurt, but it's like very uncomfortable. I've been on road trips before where I've literally, like, if we didn't pull over that second, just like on the side of the road, because I'd held it so long, I would have just peed in the car because that muscle or whatever that is that holds your pee in, I'm assuming it's a muscle, like was just, I couldn't do it anymore. That's pretty uncomfortable and it doesn't hurt. What else? I guess same thing with like the other side, but that one can get painful. Like if you have to go and you're holding it, that one can be painful too. There he is.
So dumb.
So dumb.
I hate everything, dude. I'm on my Wi-Fi on my phone.
It's working.
Yeah, dude. I lost my train of thought, dude. I don't even know.
It's okay.
I'm talking about AI. It's shutting me down.
And they were like, "Hey, you guys are
he knows too much."
While you were gone, I obviously transitioned out of robots, and I asked the question, "What is the most uncomfortable, without being painful, feeling in the world?" And the first thing that came to my head is like if you've been holding your pee for like a really long time, like if you're on a road trip, it doesn't hurt per se, but you're like if you gotta go, you're like squirm, like you almost like can't sit still, you know? I said that's one. Same thing with
like holding in a poop.
Yeah, back door as well. But that one can get painful. Like that, like your stomach, like you're hurting.
Yeah.
What else?
I would say like embarrassment, like falling down some stairs in front of like 50 people.
Yeah, but if you fall downstairs like that, that's painful. Like that hurts.
Or I get, or like,
or just like if you do something cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done that a lot.
Yeah. But pee for sure.
Yeah. God, dude. Yeah. There's been times like my bladder,
which I'm grateful. Like I got a pee-pee because I can go anywhere.
Yeah, that's a really, I mean, I guess females can too.
Yeah, but it's just easier for us. Like,
yeah, it's less like
I gotta just do a zipper, you know. Boom. Then they gotta pull down the pants, you know.
Squat, activate the quads, you know.
Yeah, dude. I had a girl was like, I was out one night in this Alameda in the Bay Area at home, and some girl like came up and was like, "Can I use your door?" And I was like, "For what?" She's like, "I just need to pee." And right in the Taco Bell parking lot, she squatted behind my door, my passenger door. So because the street was on the other side of the door, obviously. So
gotcha.
Like, I'm sitting in the passenger seat. She's sitting like squatting next to me, just peeing behind my door, like in the Taco Bell parking lot. I had no idea. She's like, thanks, and just like walked away. It's like, okay.
Like, hold on, lady. Did you eat
Yeah.
asparagus or something?
Yeah.
But dude, that is a advantage we have, because if you think about it, if we're in that situation, like you just said, we just unzip, and then go, and it's going away from us.
Yeah.
But with them, if they're in a situation and they have to squat, like you're peeing on I gotta assume you're getting some ricochet like on your ankles or
like
on your
if
legs.
you're running, like, because I did this again. I was in Seattle with this girl. I think this girl that I had like a crush on. I told you about the story where we both went behind a dumpster.
Yeah.
And some guy was like, hey, you guys behind there? And I just like literally like tucked and ran. And she was like, obviously I waited for her a little bit, but she had to like stop, pull up her pants, and then run with me. And it's like, for me, I'm just like, I could run with my zipper down. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Just
pop it back in.
Yeah.
But so like functionality wise,
we got it going on.
we have an advantage there. But I will say, looks wise, the penis looks very weird.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like there were just some like leftover, like some leftover. It's like you're building a Lego or something. Like you get done and you have like a couple pieces left, and it's like,
it's like leftover. It's leftover fair food. You're just like, here, just eat it. Like,
what is this?
It's gross. It's like, here's a crispy old corn dog and some deep fried Oreos. Just throw it on there.
Yeah, it's like what? Yeah, it's like, I mean, and I guess for like the purpose of it, it makes sense, but it looks so weird. What is that the weirdest, I guess, designed part of the body? What would be the weirdest? Ears? No. I feel like our noses don't really need to come out like they do.
Like Voldemort.
Yeah, I feel like we could just have two holes, and even if they sealed,
like a fit, like almost like a lizard. It's like,
yeah. And eyebrows are weird too. Like, what's the point of these?
Expression, obviously.
I mean, but you can still do it without hair and see.
But if you're out in the wild, like we're animals.
Yeah.
Like, because even Joey, he's got his little beige, and I'll be like,
yeah.
He's like, you want to go for a walk? And he'll just like, he'll give me a little like people's eyebrow. He'll be like, what? You want to go walk? Yeah. Because imagine like, and obviously it's advantageous to not have that. Because imagine you're just like an all black wolf and you're just like staring, or like a fox and there's no emotion. You're just like, you're the alpha. You're just like, yeah, buddy. But with Joey, it's like you bark at Joey and Joey's like, because doesn't Gabby has eyebrows? She's not different, right?
No, dude, she's all black.
Oh yeah, Joey's got his little beige. He's got like little Hitler stashes above his eyes.
But Booger, my dog that I had before Gabby, he was all different colors, mostly black, but he had the brown little eyebrows. It's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like, and I realize that every human doesn't have a penis, but I think the penis is like the weirdest looking body part.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, everything seems pretty useful in the body for the most part. I mean, obviously it's useful. Like the penis is useful, but
hands. Like, what if we had like instead of 5 fingers? Like, what if we had an extra thumb? I feel like that would be useful. Like grabbing and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Just kidding or whatever. Oh, Randy.
What?
Oh, Randy fights tonight.
Dude, yeah. Randy does fight tonight, and he's defending his title because he's got the belt right now, dude.
Okay.
I'll send you the link after this.
Okay.
But that's gonna be that's gonna be fun.
I know we've talked about this before. I feel like we do a lot of this, but languages. Like I'm teaching my girlfriend Spanish.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm going to teach her Spanish. So I made a couple of note cards so far. I have obviously a lot more to go. Like,
Does she have the Duolingo app or
she
whatever?
does, but she's learning Italian on that. So
Oh,
she
so
wants
she's
to.
learning 2 different languages at the same
Yeah,
time?
yeah. Thankfully, they're both similar. They're both Latin based, obviously. Um, but it's interesting when I'm going through and like for me, I never really learned it like properly. It's just like my mom spoke it to me.
Yeah, you grew up here. Yeah.
Yeah, and I find that fascinating. The brain. We talk about the brain a lot, but
Yeah.
I'm like conversation, like because these are all just conversation, like "Hola, cómo está?" Like, and for me, I'm like, I know what this means, but for someone who's never, this probably looks like Mandarin. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's weird because, like,
because I
learning at
look
a
at
young age, like, you're not like, think about just the English words that we're saying right now.
yeah,
It's not I don't have a recollection of being like, "Okay, this means apple, and this is an apple. This is a
yeah,
mug." Like,
yeah. Yeah, and obviously you get taught things in school, but you're, first, second grade, and you're just like, this is Apple. Yeah, Apple. My brain figured it out. But like my brain was doing two at the same time.
right.
I'd go home and it's like manzana, apple.
Yeah.
I was like,
Dude, and
so
see, I'm so, like
and then it's like
going
proper, right?
back.
So it's like como está usted, which is proper, but then it's like non-proper. It's like como estás? It's like saying like hello, how are you versus like what's up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's super interesting because it's like, do I teach her the proper or do I teach her like just
I would this is just what I would say. I would say focus more on the non-proper because how many situations is she gonna be in?
well, that's why I put both. So I put proper and then non-proper.
Gotcha.
So I'm
Hmm.
like, you could use both, but so she gets a feel of like whatever feels better on her tongue,
Yeah.
like
I would feel like if I was gonna do it, and this is coming I took 3 years of Spanish in
mhm.
college.
Yeah, you quarter Mexican.
Dude, and that's what I was gonna say, like, I wish because you've met my Mims.
Yeah,
She speaks Spanish, and I
yeah,
wish, like, going back that she would have taught her kids, like, being like my dad, like, aunts and
yeah.
uncles. I wish she would have taught them Spanish, and then he could have taught me Spanish, like, growing up, so
Or
I
you
would just
could just paid
have
attention in school.
nah, man, I'm trying to get that early, like, I'm trying to learn stuff whenever
I'm
I
trying to
don't
get that
remember,
2.5 and bounce, dude.
but it would be so cool because, like, I'm so white to just be
Yeah,
able to, like,
yeah,
pick up on Spanish, and people be like, "What?
yeah.
What?"
It's interesting because like everyone's like, "Oh, are you?" Like people who know me are like, "You're Hispanic," but if like someone randomly like down the street, like I was talking with a buddy's girlfriend on Facetime, and she said like a Hispanic joke, and she's like, and my buddy was like, "He's Hispanic," and she's like, "What? He doesn't even look Hispanic." But you know me, so you're like, you're Hispanic, and especially with the beard. Like I go down to Guatemala, and nobody has beards. It's like
Mm,
in Guatemala, I don't fit in down there at all. Everyone's like,
interesting.
look at this white guy. It's like, I'm one of you.
Yeah. I am you.
Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
yeah.
Dude, but that's cool that she's learning 2 different languages at the same time. Does
Yeah.
Duolingo is
It's
that like
free.
it is free?
It's
There's no
free.
paywall?
There's a couple of ads, like 30-second ads between lessons.
Okay.
Ha ha ha.
That's right. Sick 'em Bears.
Who?
They're playing Baylor.
Oh,
That's what Baylor says. Sick 'em
gotcha.
Bears.
Dude, I drove past Baylor on the way to Oklahoma. It's like literally the football stadium's right off the freeway.
Yeah, right at that little
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
they're doing hella construction right now. So it was like super slow.
Always.
Yeah,
Always.
it's Texas. But I was like, literally, I could drive off the exit into the parking lot. I'm at the football stadium. I
Yeah.
was like, what? I've never seen a university that close to the freeway.
Mhm. Well, there's another one like that too. Was it North Texas? It's another green school. It's right off the like you
Yeah.
see it. It's right there.
But I mean, that's a major. Is it off a major highway like I-10?
Yeah, like you see it whenever you're like
Uh,
coming from Oklahoma to Texas.
oh, but
What was I
but
gonna
yeah,
say?
North Texas. Bobby said.
Yeah, North Texas. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, North Texas. It's like right there, like not far after you like cross the border.
Yeah, I just paid all my toll fees to get to Oklahoma
What do you mean you just paid them?
because they sent me like a letter with all my tolls. I hit.
Oh yeah, because you're deep down there. I was like,
Yeah,
what tolls did you pay? How many did you hit?
I hit
Because like there's not a toll until what is it
down
after Austin?
like Fort Worth. Yeah, it's after Austin. It's like Fort Worth and Dallas, and obviously the airport tolls.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously I paid to get into the airport, but that's also a toll road. So I hit the cameras and I paid the airport. I'm like, this is a scam, dude.
Dude, yeah. That's why you keep a roll of duct
It
tape
didn't.
in your
It
car,
doesn't.
man. And just when you pull over, you know a toll's coming up, pull over, put that
Yeah,
duct tape
okay.
on your license plate,
It
roll
doesn't tell
through.
me. I guess I threw that paper away, but I think I hit like 5 tolls or something like that.
Jesus.
But it was like $6, $6.50.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm just like, they do
That's what
have
I
really.
call highway robbery.
I will say the roads were really nice, obviously, so it's doing its job. But
Mhm.
come on,
Dude,
dude, just drive.
we need some
Talk about
tolls in
talk about
Michigan,
freedom.
man.
Can I just drive? Can I just drive, America?
Dude, I'm all for tolls. Like, cause drive on these roads here, like
Oh
I would
yeah.
be down with like a toll like where there's every stoplight. That's how bad we need them here.
In
Like,
in Michigan.
yeah, roads are so bad, dude.
Yeah. Because even getting into Oklahoma, we were driving and some truck just kicked up some gravel and like hit my windshield, and all of us were like, "Whoa!"
Oh,
That almost snapped my windshield.
yeah, dude.
But
Tolls suck, but like they do, like
yeah,
driving on a nice road as opposed to a cracked ass, bumpy ass road.
yeah,
I'll pay for that.
yeah. Well,
Um,
I guess that's all the political advice we'll give. But
is that political?
eh, politics.
Eh. All right,
Well,
we have
yeah,
a new thing that we're doing.
we're trying.
We're trying. If you followed us on any of our socials, you saw the post, or maybe you didn't, but we did a post, and we're both two self-proclaimed quote unquote idiots.
Yeah.
And so, but we still like giving advice.
Hmm.
It's fun. It's always fun when someone comes to you for advice, you know, because you're like, oh, you're coming, like you're trusting me with your problem.
Yeah.
You want to know how my brain interprets your situation right now. So we came up with idiot advice. And the number, if you want to call, it's going to be the number moving forward 989 372
You don't got a
0815.
banner? You don't got a banner for underneath?
Don't. I can make one real quick. 989 372 0815. Go to our Instagram, call the number, leave us a voicemail. It's not going to ring or anything, so it's not going to waste your time. Goes immediately to the voicemail. Leave the message. Keep it at about a minute because we got to keep things
Yeah.
rolling.
We don't care
And
about your advice that much.
well, it's just like, I mean, storytelling, you know, it's like
Yeah.
you got to,
Yeah.
the 3-minute story, cut it down to a minute.
Yeah.
Leave out the bullshit details. And we have one voicemail. It's from a mutual friend of ours. And I've already heard this.
I
You
have not.
haven't. So I'm gonna play it. This will be your
Okay.
first time hearing it, and
Yes.
then after we play it, we'll give our opinion and our advice on the situation. Here we go.
Hey, my name's Amanda, and I saw your Instagram post about idiot advice, and I really need some right now because one of my homegirls was dating this dude, and it went really south really fast where he communicated to her that she was getting the better end of the deal and proposed to sweeten the deal. She should pay him money to have sex with him to sweeten the deal. Like, what, bro? So I need advice to tell my friend, should she get revenge on this dude? Should she ghost him? What you got? Thanks.
So this is interesting because it's, from what I'm hearing, it's a guy.
Yeah.
And he's trying. So hats off for trying, first off, to the guy for trying to switch the power role, because everyone knows that, how do I say this? Pussy rules the world. Okay. If you have a vagina,
Clip.
yeah, it's a clip. If you have a vagina, you have more power than someone that has a penis. So first off, the dude sounds like a goofball and an idiot, but just the fact that he's trying to switch that power dynamic and be like, you should pay me to have sex with you.
Yeah. I think obviously it just sounds toxic. So she just
100%.
needs to get out of it. Like, once you cross that line, it's don't pay him, obviously, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah. Okay. So yeah, let me start there. I think we both agree. No, do not pay him to have sex.
Yes. I'm also just curious about why he thinks she's getting the better end of the deal.
Yeah, I wish we had a little bit more detail.
Context.
Like, did they buy a TV together and she took the TV, or like she kept the dogs? Like what? How does she have the better end of the deal?
Yeah.
And two, like, what is, like, did you guys have a contract? Is this like are you getting paid out your PTO? Like, if you break up, like, I don't know you shit, bro. Like, pound sand, noob. It's like, what do you mean you got the better end of the deal? So have sex with me 5 times, pay me, and then we'll call it good.
Yeah. Like, what? How do you expect the relationship to keep going?
Yeah, what planet are you from, bro?
Yeah. Are we paying tolls here? What the hell?
Yeah, what do you... That was a good tie-in. That was good.
It's not a toll road.
Yeah. So first off, I would say
ghost him.
Obviously, do not pay him.
Or let him down nicely. Be like, this isn't working out.
Well, she said it went south fast.
Quick,
and like,
yeah,
it's a bad situation now. So 1, don't even answer him. Or two, if you want to go the like revenge route and just punish this guy for the audacity of even bringing this up.
Yeah.
Get him to, because I'm assuming he said this through a text message or something like that. If it's documented, screenshot it, take it to the local authorities, get him arrested for solicitation. How about that?
But he's soliciting himself. He's not soliciting her.
Yeah, that's what it is. Why do you think prostitutes get arrested? They're soliciting themselves. He's soliciting himself. He's like, hey, pay me and I'll have sex with you.
Is that illegal versus asking someone like, I will pay you, versus like, can you pay me?
Well, both are illegal. Because if you're looking for a prostitute and you get caught by a sting,
or send him a Venmo request and just have him pay you. Be like, I'm going to charge you actually for this dumbass comment.
And I would say to the girl, like, don't forget, like, you have a vagina. Like, you can, if you're down and out and you need to sleep with somebody bad, like, you can literally just go to wherever. Like, you're gonna find someone that's gonna willing.
Guys, which is funny because
the dude, on the other hand, I mean, I'm confused about the dude. I don't know whether to be like I said at the beginning, like, hats off for trying it,
but also like secondhand embarrassment. You're like,
it's like cringy kind of. It's like, because I'm sure that whenever he sent that message, he was like,
he thought he was cool.
He was like, why not? I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
Might make an extra few bucks, get laid a few more times. I don't think that he was like, hey, there's gonna be 2 idiots on a podcast talking about me and roasting me right now. So for that, I kind of feel bad for him. But come on, man. Like it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Ghost that dude and
Go.
yeah, and just leave it. Yeah, what are you talking about? Unless that dude's got, hey, we don't know what this dude's working with.
Yeah.
That's another angle. Because we don't know a conversation. She could have been like, hey, this is the best sex of my life. I need it. This is like, there's got to be something like that for him to even bring up, like, hey, pay me.
Yeah. Again, and I'm not, what he did is wrong, but I'm also just, I wish we had a little bit more context. Hence, like 30-second advice questions. You need like 2 minutes, right? So
yeah. Or a minute. But yeah. Do not pay that guy.
No.
You can get laid somewhere else, and so can he. If he wants to get paid to have
sex. Just pay him one more time and just be like, this is it.
I want to know what he's charging. Like,
I know.
If it's like $5, it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah, I need a McChicken meal.
Yeah, you buy me McDonald's afterwards. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. But if he's like trying to get a couple $100 out of you,
yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It is interesting, the power dynamic, because in full transparency, like I was having a conversation with my lady and she's like, I don't know like how you feel sometimes. I'm like, I'm a guy. Like I can just go when I want to go. Like I'm ready. Like, well, like again, I don't want to force the situation, even though we're in a relationship. Like consent is important, even if you're in a relationship. So
right.
Like, I'm always just waiting for you. Like if you're ready, I'm ready. But if you're not ready, I won't be ready.
And that's the tightrope we walk, right? Because it's like, if you go in too hard, they're like, okay, all you want is sex.
Yeah.
And if you back off, they're like, oh, are you not attracted to me? So, and it's like that. What are those things called? Like where like you're on a foam roller and trying to balance on the board, you know? It's where are we at right now?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm always like, most guys are, and again, like to your point, just go out and find a guy and they'll be ready. Like any guy will be like, oh, sex, cool.
Yeah. If you're down and out bad, download Tinder.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Any of them, Bumble.
Yeah. You don't need to pay.
Yeah. Or just like go to a bar and find like,
go old school.
Find an average looking guy and he'll probably like, because you don't want to find the hottest guy either, right? Because it's like,
why not? Are you telling me whenever you go to a bar or go to meet someone, assuming you're not in a relationship, that you're looking for like, who's the most average looking girl here?
No. Well, no.
You're just saying better chances.
Yeah, I'm just saying, and they're probably like willing to maybe go 3-4 times a night. You know, they're just like, oh, you know. Versus like a hot guy is probably like, I can pull anybody. Like I don't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But somebody who's just like, and maybe they're a little pretentious and they don't got game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I didn't think I had that much game, and my girlfriend was like, "You got game." I was like, "All right, cool."
Dude, it's funny like seeing, because there's been, and you can agree to this too, I'm sure, like there's certain, like throughout life, like whenever you get to that dating area, so we'll say 20s, we're not counting the teens, 20s to in 30s, you know.
Yeah.
There's definitely times you try different things and it's like sometimes you strike out and you're like, damn, I suck. And then other times it's like, oh, I am the
I'm
shit.
On cloud
what
9,
is
dude.
up? Dude, it's so crazy, like balancing that ego, you know, and the like, I can't think of the word right now, but like the balance of being like, I suck, like I can't get anybody, and then like, oh shit, I am the man. It's like finding that.
Okay, I'll say this. I'm not going to say any names, but I met someone, a female, who had slept with a pretty decent rapper, like kind of famous.
Okay.
And she was like, it was good. Like he was kinky, but it wasn't like crazy. Like it wasn't the greatest, but because he's so attractive and he has the money, like he doesn't have to put a lot of effort. Everyone just wants to sleep with him.
He doesn't have to work on his skills.
And she was like, yeah, he's still attractive. Like I find him hot as shit, but like that was just like, versus like an average guy was like,
he put in the work.
If she went to the bar and like found a average to above average guy who's like not famous and like not smoking hot, they'd be like, yo, I'm about to sleep with this chick. Like, what up? And they'd be like, yo, I'm ready.
Pulling out all the stops.
10 minutes later, he finishes. 5 minutes later, I'm ready again. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Or just like putting in the prerequisites, like the
and that's a true story.
extracurriculars.
Like, I had a conversation with this girl about it. So, like,
you'll have to tell me who afterwards.
You don't know her. You've never met her. Yeah.
Okay.
It was someone I met here in San Antonio.
You at least have to tell me who the rapper is.
Yes. Yeah, I won't say any names. But yeah, so that, I guess that's my point. And there's probably attractive people who do, you know, lay it down pretty well, male or female.
Yeah.
But like, if you get like just two average people, like the normal average person, they'll be like, yeah, I'm ready whenever. Like, I like sex. Like, I work a 9 to 5. I don't have women or men chasing me every day, you know?
Right.
Like, I go to work, I come home, I'm ready. We'll have dinner. I'm ready again, and we'll go to bed. Like,
but see, I will say, like, the point that you just made is absolutely correct. But also, I feel like how you get quote unquote good at sex or leave whoever you're having sex with satisfied, it's all about communication. It's literally like, hey, what do you like? What do you not like? What are you comfortable with doing? What are you not comfortable? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? And that's going to be a different answer for each person. So that's where like you can be a famous like person that everybody wants to sleep with and still ask those questions and do that, but they're less likely to do those things, I would think, you know, because they're like,
they're also getting, like, if someone, let's say they're a 20-year-old rapper, they're probably getting, like, even that famous Blueface, he just has girls all the time over at his mansion. Like, he never has to communicate to anybody because they're just grateful to be sleeping with Blueface.
Right.
He's not even that famous. Yeah, it's just like, I slept with Blueface. Or even all the girls that go on like No Jumper, like all the girls that are, you know, like guys or girls that like just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
communication is important when it's just like an average person. It's like, this is my person, like I'm sleeping with them, versus like, I'll just have a different girl tomorrow and maybe they'll hit it, you know, or the next
like
night. Or the next
not
night.
caring if the other person is feeling good or not.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, being famous, whole different world, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even. And dude, whenever you're famous, like a certain level famous, it doesn't matter what you look like. Like, do you think Post Malone, for example, is hurting to find like someone to sleep with?
No.
And I'm not saying like he's ugly, but I mean, I wouldn't call him attractive. And I love Post Malone. I do. Yeah. I love his music. I think he's or even like diamond in the rough, but on the looks, like he's got the whole thing going on.
And this is just assuming, but even like after, let's just say after Superbad came out, I bet you people still wanted to sleep with Jonah Hill.
How dare you?
I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, even Michael Cera's not that like an attractive guy. He's just like this wiry, big-headed dude, and it's like
string bean. Yeah,
I'll sleep with Michael Cera. I mean, like, even McLovin, people are like, I will fuck McLovin.
That happened in the movie.
I know, dude. It's like,
it's all about confidence. He got that fake ID, and he was like,
So,
dang,
if you're famous, you're, you know, certain things.
Turned into Dr. Drew After Dark over here.
Yeah. So there's your going back. Your advice is don't pay him, ghost him.
Yes.
And move on. Move on. If it already went south, you don't need to make it to hell. So don't pay him.
Exactly. Just cut the ties.
Yeah.
Delete the number. Block the number.
Yeah.
Move on.
So,
dude, I love giving advice.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like more often than not, though, giving advice, no one's ever like, can I have your advice? It's like people start to vent. And it's important because I had this conversation with my lady as well. It's like, do you want advice, or do you just want me to listen?
That is a very important question that I had to learn. And
And a lot of people usually vent, and it's like, do I just give advice? Like, are they venting because they want advice? And sometimes I give advice, and sometimes I'm like, I just listen.
Yep. And that's why whenever someone starts in and you can tell it's like going that way, that's when you ask, hey, are you venting or are you wanting advice? You nailed it. It's that question will save
arguments.
Oh, that question will save your life.
Yeah.
Are you just venting or do you want some advice? And so if you do want some advice, this is the number. 989-372-0815. Leave us a voicemail.
Yeah.
We'll play it on the podcast and give you our best advice. And I think this is a good dynamic between you and I, because even though we think the same
sometimes
in a lot of aspect, we both like think very differently on a lot of other aspects.
Yes.
And because we both agreed on this one. We're like, kick rocks, dude.
Yeah.
But there's going to be some depending on where, and that's the ones that I'm looking forward to where you're like,
battle.
Yeah. But we still can give the person.
Yeah.
That way it's like multiple. It's like you have a couple of different ways to look at it. And that's all it is. You know, it's like you're in a situation, you're looking at it from your point of view, getting someone's outside perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So call and leave us a message.
Yeah.
Please. Because this is fun.
Yeah.
Gonna start making stickers that say idiot advice and just post them all over the city.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That is fun. But hopefully that helped. And
and we'll post it so people could see your response.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you want to stay anonymous, like you don't have to say your name.
Yeah.
Because like full transparency, it's like a Google number that we have set up. So I will see your number, but unless you're like unless you're in my phone, like contacts, I'm not going to know who you are. And obviously we're not going to share that information. So if you want to say your name, go for it, where you're from, but you don't have to.
Yeah. What you got going on today?
What you got? Go. What you got? I am going to, after this, I'm going to go to the gym. I have not been to the gym in 2 days. So my brain is kind of,
wonky.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go do that.
I've noticed you've been wired all week, dude.
So I'm going to go to the gym. And then at 5 p.m., I have another podcast for my
other thing.
Yeah, my fish podcast.
Yeah.
So that's what I got going on. What else? What about you? What are you doing?
We're doing a Target run today because she wants to get matching pajamas.
Target run and done.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go see Ghostbusters. The new Ghostbusters.
Dude, it's fun. I went and saw it last weekend. Yeah.
Okay. I've heard that. Everyone's like, it's kind of predictable, but it's fun.
Well, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You've seen Ghostbusters 1 and 2. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I saw all female Ghostbusters. Same thing, but it's fun.
Yeah. It is fun.
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, it's like a kid's Ghostbuster, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't tell you anything else, but I really enjoyed it.
Cool. Yeah. I'm excited to see that. It was either that or the Eternals, and she already saw Eternals, but she's like, I missed a lot of parts because she was with her grandma. Her grandma was like, I need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, I wish Ghostbusters would have came out like towards Halloween, because like it instantly like got me in that vibe, and I was like, oh, Halloween was 2 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've never seen the original Ghost? There's no way.
Dude.
You've never seen, is that what you're saying? Or you haven't seen the new one?
Bobby.
This isn't real
That's
life.
Your cousin, dude. You're like, I love Bobby, but sometimes I'm like, Bobby, you're so lame. Come on, man.
There's no way. And I hate that. Like whenever people are like, oh, you haven't seen that? They're like, oh, what? Like, you got to see that. And it's like, I haven't seen it, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
but Ghostbusters is one, like,
there's some movies that are just a classic that like people should have seen. Like, you know, regardless if you're a fan of it or not, you should have seen them. just because it's like
pop culture.
Well, it's just like so important, to the history of like if someone's like, I've never listened to the Chronic 2001 by Dr. Dre. You're like, how? Like
If someone says that, if someone says that to me, I'm gonna be like, I need you to back up, turn
like
around, and keep walking.
Or someone's like, oh, I never listened to The Real Slim Shady by Eminem. It's like, how? Like that album was everywhere.
Yeah, or just like even being like, oh, I've never heard a Beatles song or who's Led Zeppelin.
Granted, music has changed with like as we've progressed, but like movies, like there's certain movies like when you're like you've never seen Christmas Vacation, it's like that's a Christmas staple. Or like if someone's like I've never seen Home Alone, it's like how? It's on TV all the time,
right?
You know, like understandable. Like if someone's like, oh, I've never seen Miracle on 34th Street, it's like that movie's like 70 years old. I get it. But like Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin and Joe Pesci, like that's a classic, dude.
I love Joe Pesci so much. Have you seen My Cousin Vinny?
Yes, dude. That one. It's a little...
when he's like he's in court and he's trying to say the youths. He says the youths, and he's like, "What did you just say?" Gets me every time,
dude.
Oh,
the youths.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I love the part where he's trying to sleep all the time and finding the owl. He's like in the middle of the woods and the owl just starts. See, but My Cousin Vinny is a little bit more underground. Like if you
that's not like that's not a staple.
But if someone's like, I've never seen Jurassic Park, it's like you're a moron. Like, how have you never seen Jurassic Park?
Yeah,
that's a classic movie. But
Bobby,
if someone's like,
you gotta watch Ghostbusters, dude. At least just the first one. Like
they're both fun. Good though. Personally, I like the second one better.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like to get the grasp.
Yeah, dude. Like if someone was like Schindler's List, amazing movie, huge movie, but I get it's not someone's taste. So I'm like, I've never seen Schindler's List. I get it.
Yeah, cool. I get it.
But
Schindler's List, dude. Did we have to watch that in school?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we did. Is that hold on? Is Schindler's List, the whole thing is in black and white except for a red coat?
Yeah.
Got it. I have seen it.
Yeah, the little girl in the red coat.
Yeah.
But if someone was like, I've never, it's just some movies are you gotta watch them. Just to, like it's cinematic. Like when people are like, I've never seen Star Wars, any of them, it's like, how could you not? Like it's
I will say, up until I was probably 20, early 20s, I hadn't seen any of the Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then one day not one day, but I'd sit down and I watched them in chronological. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did
6 at that point.
Yeah. Yep. And I was like, okay, like it's not my favorite thing. Like I'm not like super into it, but I watched it and I was like, okay, I get it. Like I understand why it's part of pop culture the way it is.
Yeah. But going back to My Cousin Vinny, when he's like, when he's hella tired and he's just trying to sleep and he's out in the middle of the woods and the owl just starts going off and he just goes out there with his gun and he just starts shooting. And it's like, that's something I would do. Just be like, shut the fuck up.
And that's a total Joe Pesci move, dude. Like in any one of his movies. Like,
yeah.
I love Joe Pesci.
Yeah. Or like Goodfellas. Like you got to see Goodfellas at least once. That's like, everyone loves Goodfellas.
Dude,
or
and
Casino.
Yeah, Casino's great. But I see, like, I would be, and it's so funny because I love those mob movies, like those mobster movies.
You don't like
Godfather? I don't, and I've never seen The Godfather all the way through.
You're a bum. You're a bum.
I get 30, 40. I think the furthest I've got into it was an hour. I was like, dude,
you're halfway through, dude.
This shit sucks.
Dude, because it's built up. You got to wait for like the last, like any movie, the last 35 minutes, and you're like, and then you get to the second one where it picks up. The second one picks up right there, and you're like,
dude, it's I can't. Dude, I can't do it, man.
The third one, you could excuse the third one. The third one's
it's trash.
But the first two, like classic movies, dude.
It doesn't hold me. I need a hook, man. Give me something. Give me something.
Start it, dude. Start it again.
It has been a while since I've tried it, but I've tried it like 3 or 4 times. I did try it with you one time, and it was about 30 minutes in. I was like, dude.
You were starting on your phone. You started.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go see Ghostbusters tonight.
It's gonna be fun. You'll like it. It's got the dude from Stranger Things, the curly-headed kid.
Yeah, Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Yeah. There are a few parts. I'll just let you watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, I'm gonna go torture myself.
Put that number up again.
Oh yeah.
Advice.
It's called Idiot Advice. 989-372-0815. Call, leave us a message. We'll play it here on the podcast. Give you our best take on your situation and what you should do, and hopefully it helps and doesn't make it worse. There's no guarantee on that though. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
And we need to come up with a tagline. That's not ours though. We need to come up with a tagline. Also, until next week, if you can think of a good tagline for us, let us know.
Yes.
Because we need something to sign off with. We'll think about it. We'll have something next week. All right. Until then,